So there was the croissant, and then I also had to, like, pull out the one plate full of cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And the front cookie was, like, hanging halfway off the plate. And I was like, I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend.
God. Cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in. Welcome back to another exciting episode of VIII Lacrimosa of Donna. Alrighty, we're getting ourselves all prepped up for the Archaeozoic Chasm to take on the Oceanus. Seeing what other loose ends we have here. There's another question mark over in the corner, so we're going to investigate.
Yes.
And this is the essential difference between games I really like and games where I'm just like, okay, or like, not a fan.
Yeah.
Games
Let's
I really
investigate.
like. Yeah, games I really like, I'm like, oh, what's over here? Or you'll reach a point where it's just like, this is the point of no return.
Yeah.
There's other stuff you haven't done. Do you want to finish them? For a game,
You're
I'm
like,
just
nah,
like,
I'm good.
Oh, there's other stuff. With a game where I'm just like, where's the end credits? I'm just like, nah, we're cool.
I very much enjoy in the books, like, the crystals, the, like, save crystals. So,
Yeah.
like, they're explained in the book. It's just like, I feel very good when I'm next to this.
That's a nice explanation.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, okay.
So where are we at in the book now?
I'm, like, 3/4 of the way through it.
Damn, you're going to be done with the book before I'm done with this game.
Yeah.
Sham bitch.
Well, I'm also, like, reading, I think, 5 books right now.
Oh,
like,
okay, let's flex.
Yeah, I read multiple books at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Or else I would just, like, it's easier for me to retain the book that way, which sounds really weird.
Okay.
But it's, like, because it takes me longer to read it,
Mm-hmm.
I tend to remember more.
Oh, okay.
Instead of just, like, flying through a
Flying
400
through it
page
and
book
being
in
like,
a
"What
night,
happened?"
and then I'm like,
Oh.
I don't know.
What were the major themes of the book so far? I don't know.
Book slam
John,
shut.
Come on.
Yeah, I really like all of the characters except for Loxia.
For Loxia.
Yeah,
You did mention that.
I think that
Adel's grown on you a bit more?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it. Oh, dude, I don't have enough people.
I think it was just like the verbiage that the writer was using where it just came across like not very Adol-y.
Adol-y.
Like,
I get what you're saying, though.
but it definitely has gotten a lot better.
Good. Loxia, on the other hand.
She just talks about her butler all the time.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, like, she has point of view chapters.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like where you're reading from Loxia's point of view.
I kind of gathered that because the audiobook sample was by the actress who did Loxia.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, some of it's going to be in Loxia's point of view. Okay.
Whereas I'm just like, out of all of the characters, like, why Loxia? You know what I mean? Like, she's with Adol. Like, it would make more sense to have, like, Dogi or someone at the camp. So that way you're getting, like, that perspective as well.
Like the storyteller.
Yeah.
Adol told me about his journeys.
Or just, like, Adol and Donna. Like the game.
Yeah.
You know? But she's just kind of, like, a bit much in the book when it comes to, like, she really only talks about her butler. And I'm like, okay, we get it.
All right.
I do absolutely love how she wrote Rakota and Hummel.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You're at Rakota now?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, like, they've already... I want to say I'm around, like, a similar part that you're at now.
What?
Yeah.
You're about to face the Oceanus.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Well, I'll be catching up with games because I recently finished my Trials of Mana stream.
Yeah.
And I did the main story, and I did that in about 8 streams.
Okay.
And I look back, and we did the main story in like 35 episodes.
Yeah.
So it really gives me perspective of just like,
How
even if I
much?
only do like 1 stream a week, I'm covering games at a much faster pace. And I don't have to do just 1 stream a week. I could do more. It depends on like
Yeah.
how life goes. But
Yeah, like we just recently had a new electric box put in.
Yeah.
So that we lost like a day of electricity.
yep. Adulting.
Yay.
We're functioning adults.
Kind of.
Tick tick.
But yeah, I like how she wrote Hummel and Ricotta because they kind of do that in the game where it's like you're expecting Hummel to be like kind of cold to her.
Yes.
And then he like gives her a high five and you know, so they do have like a brother-sister relationship in the book, which is cool.
Nice. Oh, jeez. I can't grab the vines for some reason. I'm doing something wrong. Oh, noes. Watch, I get up the top and it's going to block me off. Be like, can't go here yet. You put in all this effort, but you can't go here yet.
It's the worst.
I'm like, well, fair enough.
Well,
here's another interesting
okay.
question. Am I going to finish this game first, or are you going to finish 9 first?
I don't know.
'Cause you're nearing the end of 9.
Yeah, I'm pretty far along in 9.
And
like,
all
we
I
just
did
hit...
was put the switch in the downstairs.
That's the big thing. I just have to be comfortable. And it's not that, like, the game room isn't comfortable. It's not comfortable for long periods of time.
Exactly. Because I've mentioned this during my streams. I'm like, after 2 hours, I'm just like, all right, guys, I'm getting stiff.
Yeah. So I think once we get,
belt
like, a new
bracelet.
couch in here, and maybe some better curtains,
Yeah.
it would definitely be more comfortable to play in here. Because it's definitely much cozier up here. Like,
Aw.
it's easier to read the titles and stuff because you're closer to the TV.
Okay.
But, like, it's just more comfortable to, like, sit downstairs on the couch.
Definitely.
And, you know, can close the curtains so there's not such a glare. Whereas up here, the curtains are closed,
Yeah.
but light is still let through, which is what I wanted when I put those curtains up. But now there's a glare on the TV, and it's
Yeah.
hard to see.
So sometimes it's just like, well, can't play during these hours.
Yeah.
I can't see shit.
Whereas, like, I feel like once we get more comfortable seating.
Well, I know the difference downstairs was you played Yeez, and then the next day you played more Yeez. I'm like, she doesn't do that in the game room. I played Yeez 2 days in a row. Oh my.
Yeah. I actually played it 3 days in a row.
Oh
yeah.
my word. Rookie numbers.
Yeah.
Now we just need to go for like a full-on week. Just like an hour or two every day. Rookie numbers.
See, I can't do that. I have to give it like
I mean,
4 or
even
5
I can't
hours.
do that.
Like,
I used to. Not anymore. I'll do like a couple sessions a week, and I'm satisfied.
I just have so many hobbies that it's like, okay.
So many things I want to do, so many things I have to do.
Yeah.
And then things just spring up and be like, you gotta do this! I'm just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, my dumbass, I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'll just play Ys while they're working on the electric. And then I was like, oh, no, I won't. Why? Because I can't function with the Switch controllers. I need like a regular controller.
Oh, so you can't play.
My
on
hands won't. They don't know what to do because it's terrible. They're like, yeah. I
Okay.
struggled with that playing Dr. Mario during the thunderstorm.
Oh, wow. I didn't know about that.
I mean, it was distracting, so, which is what it was supposed to be. Our electricity went out during a thunderstorm, and I was having, like, panic attacks, and you were like, how about you play some Dr. Mario? So I literally played Dr. Mario over and over for, like, 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah,
You probably ran that battery dry.
I did.
I don't know how long the Switch battery's supposed to last, because I don't really play portable that often. I know there were a couple sessions where I played Dragon Quest XI, and there was that one, I'll never forget it. I was playing Metroid Dread, and I was really getting into it, and I died like 6 times in a row, and I was just like, damn it! And you just like sit up and stare at me, and you don't say anything, and you go right back to bed. I was just like, okay, I'll turn it down.
I don't even remember.
Well, you didn't even remember the next day. I was just like, you stared at me. So I
I was
took
like,
the hint,
no,
and
I
you're just
didn't.
like, Oh, yeah, I do that. It scares the shit out of my grandmother sometimes.
Well, because I was a sleepwalker. So, like, whenever I was younger, even all the way up until college, I would sleepwalk. But I also, like, sleep talk a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's full words and sentences, and then other times I just, like, mumble. But whenever I was quite young and I would spend the night at my grandma's house, I would sleep in bed with her.
Okay.
Because she was very much a night owl. So we would, like, stay up until, like, 5 o'clock in the morning, like, crocheting, watching movies, and then we would go to bed and sleep until, like, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And, so she would go to sleep after me because I was like, I'm dead. I need to go to sleep. And she said that I would just, like, roll over and stare at her and then start to laugh. And then I would, like, roll back over and go to sleep. And I'm like, I don't ever remember doing anything like that. So I was asleep. And she was like, it was really creepy. Yeah. So.
I know about a week ago you stared at me, and I thought it was, like, the sleepwalk thing again. And then you went, and I was like, sorry.
I don't remember that either.
Oh, yes, you do, because I was eating, and you were just like, do you have to eat that close? Like,
Well, 'cause,
you gotta
like,
eat in bed?
I'll be laying down, and I sleep on the edge of the bed, as it is. And you'll, like, scoot real close to me, and then just right in my ear, just... This is good. And I'm like, do you have to fucking do that, like, right in my ear? Like, I get it. You're snuggly, you want to be close, you're excited to be home, I'm excited you're home, but, like, can you eat and then snuggle instead of trying to do both? Because
and it's not just me. If you're new here, Amanda doesn't
I hate
lip
mouth
smacking.
noises.
Bobby's almost got yanked from under the bed.
Oh, she did. I scooped her and swooped her. She got
Scoop and
yeeted.
swoop. She got the scoop and swoop.
She did.
Poor baby girl.
So the way that our bed is, there's, like, we have storage under the bed.
Yeah.
And so it's difficult for the cats to go all the way under the bed, but where the headboard is...
I'll get into another story.
Yeah. Where the headboard is, there's plenty of room for them to, like, hide down there. And Bubka, our, like, old lady shy cat, decides to hide directly under where my head is and just lick herself. And she is not, like, a cute licker. I get it. Like, there's times where it's cute, even if I hate the sound, like, because Luna's like that when she's drinking water. She just...
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, like, it's annoying, but it's still really cute. Thirsty. Like, Bubka, like, snarls and, like, snorts when she's grooming herself, and it's actually disgusting. Like, it turns my stomach. I just can't. But she does it right under my head. And I sleep with my bad ear facing up so that I can't hear you eating. But then I hear her grooming herself because now my good ear is facing directly where she's deciding that it's bath time.
Okay.
So, but there's a gap between the bed and the headboard. So I just scooped her, shoved my arm down, and just yeeted her out your side of the bed. It's like, time to go!
Oh, bubbies. But no, I discovered that those cats can fit under the bed.
Yeah.
Because yesterday when the electricians were here, I thought Luna got out. And I was just like, oh, fuck. Like, I couldn't find her anywhere. But I wanted to believe she was downstairs. And I had to go to therapy. And, like, it was basically all I talked about at therapy. Came back and I'm just like, well, I'm going to spend the rest of this time until I got to go to work to find this cat. And I said, you know what? I checked under the headboard, the baseboard of the bed, and she wasn't there. I'm just going to slide out these little things under the bed and see if she's there. I don't think so, because she's a pretty chunker cat.
She squeezed.
And I look, and this little nose came out, and I said, you little bitch. I said, thankfully you saved my ass, but you little bitch. And there she was, under the bed, just kind of like, hey, can you keep it down?
Meanwhile, I was at work having pure panic attacks, like, crying. Customers are like, are you okay? And I'm like, hey, my cat's gone. I made, like, $25 in tips in, like, 2 hours. I hope you find your cat, sweetheart. Thank you.
Boy, anytime you need money, just like be like, my doggy's not doing well. Give me tips. My kitty.
I love it. Like, some people are so generous with their tips to the point where I'm like, are you sure? Like, that's a lot. And, you know, they're like, no, absolutely. Like, you guys work so hard. You deserve it. And I'm like,
Aw.
you know, thank you so much. And then there are other people that are like, 1 cent.
Yeah.
Here's a penny. And I'm just like, okay.
Here's a penny for your troubles.
As though it, like, hurts our feelings. And I'm like,
Uh-huh.
we get paid, like, actual wages. So, like, it doesn't... It's not as rude as, like, when you go and tip a waitress, like, a penny, and they get paid, like, $2 an hour.
Well, like where I work now, I can find a quarter and keep it.
Yeah.
I can find money, and because like, especially my first job at like the state store, they didn't like that.
Oh,
you find
no.
money, you turn that shit in.
Yeah.
But here it's just like, I found a quarter.
Yeah.
Shove it right into your
all
nasty
of
little
the retail
pockets.
jobs that I've ever worked, if you find money, you have to turn it in.
Yep.
Like, when I worked at the craft store, they were, like, especially the place that I started at in the craft store, like, we were service. So it wasn't just customer service. Like, we were there to provide a service in the craft store. I was a framer. And,
So this is a weird little gimmick. They're like,
going underwater.
no,
like the
explosive
dandelions.
spores. Yeah.
I like them. But you can,
Okay.
like, catapult them.
Yeah. So it's like kind of like fire one.
Yeah. I really like that. I was like, oh, that's fun.
They always fire higher than where I want them to hit, though.
It's because you're too close.
Oh.
So if you see how that one went like
Yeah.
directly across.
Okay, I'm kind of getting it now.
But like people would often try to tip us because it's like, you know, we were framers, and if they really liked how their frames came out, they were like, oh, you know, this is wonderful here. And we had to be like, no, I'm sorry, we could actually like get fired if we take tips.
Yeah.
And that was a thing. Like,
But that was
if
That was the
management
state
found
store.
out that
Yep.
we were taking tips, it was automatic fire.
Yep. I had a coworker that had to be let go because I don't know if they took a tip or if but there was cash in their apron. I think it was like $2.
Bruh. What was the same? There was, I think it was one of your friends talking about someone they knew at a job that was like a regular customer gave them like a Christmas card.
Yep.
And it had a gift card in it,
Yep.
and they were fired because of that.
Yeah. Well, there was that, and there was the other story of... Now, granted, they wanted to get rid of these people. But, like, one of the... Oh, I forget what they're called now. I used to know their names. But basically, like, a vendor... Yeah, a vendor bought everyone chicken. And it was a trap. And the employees ate the chicken. And they all got fired.
Oh no. See, that's some bullshit,
Uh-huh.
if you ask me. I'm just like,
Well, like, those are the kind of companies where I'm just like... I look forward to the day you fail.
yeah.
Like, the headlines where it's just like, they're closing down. I'm like, good for them, fuckers. Wendy's is another one. I want Wendy's to fail.
I do now.
Scaling their fucking prices.
Which is a shame
The hell is
because
wrong
out of
with
like
you?
fast food, they're probably the better option.
Out of quality of food, yes. Out of quality of service, I always consider them the worst.
Yeah.
They'd always get the order wrong. It's just like, I guess the motto is have it their way.
Yeah. But for anyone that is unaware, they are scaling their food prices.
Yeah. Now, granted,
So-
right now, I think that's only happening in the West.
Yeah,
'Cause I
but
did
I'm
a
sure
little
it's
more
gonna
digging.
spread
Oh, of
because
course.
why wouldn't it?
Why wouldn't it?
But
Like,
that just means like
if you allow it to happen, they'll do it.
if you usually pay like $2 for a food item, but if it's really busy, they can change it to $4 for that same food item.
Yep. And that's the kind of shit that we as consumers should not allow.
No,
This is
that's
where
price gouging.
this is where I agree that the customer is always right. Because if you just say, I ain't buying that shit, you're out of business.
Well, and that's the thing though, is like I feel like especially when it comes to fast food, granted, like I don't
For scummy
eat,
practices, the customer should just be like, nope,
Yeah.
fuck that.
well, like I don't eat fast food very often.
I don't anymore. It's about expensive as going out at the
that's
restaurant.
exactly it. It used to be like, I have
Dollar
10 minutes.
sandwich.
I
Yep.
have 10 minutes and I gotta get to work, and I don't have a ton of money right now. You go through the drive-thru at McDonald's, you get
Yep.
a $1 chicken sandwich and a drink, and then you're on your way to work.
Yeah.
Now it's like that isn't even an option. It takes so long. Like it's not fast food.
It's not fast anymore, exactly.
and it's expensive.
Yep.
Like, you can't just get a meal for under $5. Like, you're paying $20 for a meal at these fast food places, and I'm like, well, sorry, poor people. It used to be like, if I gave you $2, you could like go and get something to eat.
Yeah. Well, Wendy's used to have like the $5, maybe they still do, the $5 bag, where it was just a couple nuggies, sandwich, fries, a drink, all for $5. I don't know if they still have that, but like
I
that
don't
used to
know.
be my lunch break
Yeah, I have no
where
idea.
I used to work, where it's just like, oh, I got a $5, throw in a $5, get myself a nice little lunch. Why not? And then there was also like the $5 footlong from Subway.
Yeah.
But Subway ain't doing too good thanks to Jared.
Well, like, they also, so they broke their ties with Jared, especially after everything
Of
that
course
he
they
did,
did.
naturally. But they're like moved on to like having, like weird sports people,
Holy shit, is this ever gonna end? Okay.
and they're trying so hard to like, market themselves as like healthy. And I'm just like, you're still not healthy.
They're healthier than most fast food options, but they're still not healthy.
Yeah, like, well, I forget what video I was watching, but there was a video that was like the $5 footlong was meant to be shared.
No kidding.
Yeah. Where it was never advertised as
No.
being something that was shared.
No, it
And,
wasn't.
like, I don't know if they were corporate, but it was someone from Subway was like, you mean people are ordering a foot-long sandwich and eating it by themselves? And I'm like, yeah, dude. Like,
See, what I've been doing
Hashtag Merca.
is half now, half later.
yeah.
So, like, I'll order it, eat half now, and
And then-
store it in the fridge.
yeah.
And then either for lunch
I think
or
for me, it
late night
it
snack,
depends
it's like
on how
half
hungry
later.
I am. Like, if I eat the entire sandwich, that's probably all I'm going to eat that day.
You're like a snake.
Yeah.
Eat one big meal, and then it's just...
And then
like,
I just am
I will
sad
fast for
and-
the next 2 days.
I know, and then I'm sad until I'm hungry again. Like, I feel full and gross.
Are snakes capable of being sad?
Of eating sad?
No, can snakes be sad? I heard like reptiles don't have that part of the brain. But then again, I see videos of like alligators and lizards that legit look happy.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they, even if they can't feel the emotion sadness, I'm sure that they can probably recognize a lack of enjoyment.
Okay.
So it might be different, but they might not be able to express that emotion.
Because like I see videos of like
But I
the
don't know.
alligator picking out its toy. And
Oh my
stuff, and I'm
God,
just
I
like,
love
it looks
those.
so happy. Or like lizards, like if they can get pissy and they can get happy, then clearly they can get sad, right?
Can reptiles feel emotion?
Can reptile be sad?
So we found that reptiles were assumed to be capable of the following emotions and states: anxiety, distress, excitement, fear, frustration, pain, stress, and suffering.
Okay.
In 37 articles, we also found 4 articles that explored and found evidence for the capacity of reptiles to feel pleasure, emotion, and anxiety.
So to bring this back to the game, primordials can feel emotions.
Yeah. Well, I enjoy that in the book they talk about like how the little ones set up a trap.
Yes. I love that moment.
And
That was a great moment.
Yeah, it was neat how they wrote it in the book too. They're like, they're learning. I was like, okay, Jurassic Park.
I love it. Clever girl. I just froze that guy.
There was there was a meme that was like, I'm not a T-saurus, I'm a Coffee-saurus Rex, and then it had like the the dinosaur with a cup of coffee, and it just says clever girl.
Oh my god. I wish I showed you the picture of the Croissantosaurus.
Oh my god.
I don't know why I didn't, but I was just like, eh. And then later on, you like just sent me a picture of a croissant, and I was just like, damn it. I should have sent her the Croissantosaurus.
So seriously, I laughed at that croissant for hours. Like, it brought me so much unnecessary joy, and I showed everyone. I even posted it on social media, and just no one gave a shit. And I was like, this croissant, though, he was shaped just like Bruce Lee.
I cared.
Like,
I know I do.
So the way that the croissant's like little legs unfolded, he was in like the kick mode. And I laughed for way longer than what was acceptable. I showed customers. I was like, look at this croissant.
They're just like, that's cool. How about my drink?
I know. They're like, can I eat it? No, you can't eat it. It's Bruce Lee croissant. No. They're like, so I can't eat it? You can try.
You can try.
I was in a very odd mood that day at work.
Okay.
So there was the croissant, and then I also had to like pull out the one plate full of cookies. And the front cookie was like hanging halfway off the plate, and I was like, I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend.
Cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in.
Customers were like, are you okay?
It's like, no, but thanks for asking.
I'm like, listen, I'm off my meds.
Gold Essence Crystal. Alrighty. Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice.
This kitty looks so incredibly comfy right now.
Our kitty? Or
Yes.
one you saw in a video?
No, our kitty.
Our kitty.
Not R. Kelly, our kitty.
Our kitty, okay.
Hey, pretty girl. I'm gonna share you in Discord.
Yay!
I feel like everyone in Discord is gonna be like, we get it, you have a cat.
I mean, that the whole chat in the Discord is called Post Your Pets.
Hey, listen, I love my kitty.
Oh my. Hey. Ah, damn it. I don't want to hit that button. Yep, just swatting at nothing. I was saving that for the boss fight. Damn it.
Where's pets? Hashtag Aww. Oh no, your dog is so cute.
Germonius shares videos of the cats and they get more views than his other videos.
I mean,
He's like, what the fuck?
samesies. We
Post updates of the video games he's working on. They get like 4 views, 45 views. Post a cat, it gets like 2,000 views.
Yeah. Well, it's the same. Like, our most popular shorts are of the cats.
Not exactly. Our most popular short is the tidbit from a Goofy movie, actually.
Oh.
It's up to like 8,000 views.
Wow.
Yeah. The video itself is like around like 100 or 200.
Yeah.
But the short has about 8,000 views. And I was just like, good. It's one of my favorite videos.
I love how, like, our philosophers, we spend so much time on. And
they
people are
don't
just
get
like,
that.
yeah, that's fine. And I'm like, I worked so hard.
That's why we don't do them anymore.
I researched for so long.
We think about doing it, and then we think of the reality, and then we're just like,
I mean, I, like, still want to do them just because I enjoy doing them.
yeah. It's in the middle for me. It's just like, does anybody care? Is anybody there?
All that work, and what did it get me?
And then other times it's just like, you know what? It's the same way I feel about my games. It's just like, I'd rather do them and nobody gives a shit
Yeah.
than not do them and be like, I could have done that.
Yeah. Yup.
But it's also like you think of Van Gogh. I think he sold like one painting while he was alive.
It was to his brother.
Yeah. And it was to his brother. So, like, you never know what legacy you're going to leave behind. And there was another video I was watching that I really liked. He said you overestimate what you can accomplish in a year, but you underestimate what you can get done in a decade.
Yeah.
So he's like, so just keep going. And I was just like, yeah. And the most the most recent one was Akira Toriyama went through like 500 pages of rejection and flops before he came. And I mean, rest in peace. He passed away recently. And I have the sudden urge to play Dragon Quest games.
Do it.
But yeah, keep trucking, guys. Keep trucking.
From the look of it, this might
Hey, I think we found the nest.
but we didn't see the Oceanus' nest as we made our way.
Was it whenever Rakota was talking about how they're all like a family? Who was Sahad?
Uncle. Well, you could say either the granddad or the uncle, and he'd quip. So you had a
Okay.
choice. You could
Okay.
be like, you could be the
Because
granddad,
in the book
or your
they
weird
chose
uncle, and he's like, why do I gotta be weird? Why can't I just be the uncle?
Well, because in the book they were just like granddad, and I was like, I could have swore he was the weird uncle.
You can choose.
And I was a little upset that they didn't keep him as the weird uncle.
From what I gathered, I think he's more accepting if you pick granddad for him.
Yeah.
Whereas if you call him weird uncle, he's like, why do I gotta be weird? Why can't I just be the uncle?
Well, because granddad, he's like, well, I'm not that old.
Oh, okay.
And then Rakota's like, you're just Sahad because I like you.
So the Oceanus is kind of like a bird. It takes like the shrapnel from all the ships it destroys and like stalks in its nest. My nest is from the remains of all the ships I've taken down.
To impress the ladies.
Female Oceanus shows up. That's the true final boss. The female. It's like a Black Widow. So you see the Oceanus, it's just like, whoa, it's big.
Well,
And
it'll
then
be
you see
like
the
anglers.
female.
Yeah.
It's just like Jesus. Anglerfish are the same, yeah. Most species,
The female is
much
larger.
bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The males are small and pretty, and then the female is large.
yeah. And then mammals, we got it reverse.
Yeah.
To where it's just like men are like big and stocky and the females are petite or short and stout, like a little teapot.
I was like, where's he going with this? I can feel the panic emanating in waves.
You can probably see it in the waveforms.
It was like, is this going to be one
there it
where
goes.
she makes a joke, or is she going to go to the bathroom and cry?
But no, it's weird because at the start of the game, the Oceanus attacks and I'm like, this thing is huge. And now we're seeing it just kind of like coasting. I'm just like, oh, it's not that big. At least that's how I feel.
Well, like, I do think it's kind of funny. So in the book, the first that we hear about like the Oceanus from Donna is at a market.
What do you mean?
So she's walking through like the marketplace, and she's like, there's a vendor selling what he is saying, selling Oceanus for food. And she's like, but we all know it's just squid.
Okay. Well, I wonder if Oceanus can reproduce.
Well, like, they're a species.
Yeah, they are a species. That's right, because they said earlier that they used to hunt them.
Yeah. Which is like, I like that little tidbit in the book of like, oh, he's saying that he's selling Oceanus, but it's,
Do you
we
think
all
in
know
this
it's just
universe
squid.
this is the last Oceanus? Because like,
No.
there's none other.
I think it might just be
At least I
the
think there's
aggressive
none
one.
others.
I think it's just the aggressive one.
Okay. All right, we're going to form two teams. One's going to be at the shoreline, and then the other's going to be waiting at the nest. kind of a shame that no matter what you choose, they have to pitch the idea of just like, the other team, that's gonna be
Yeah.
them. Like, no matter what you choose, just like, we can do it. It's just like, no, the 6 of you can't do it. That's not what I meant. We, as Castaway Village, as a community, we can do it.
I just like that, hey!
Lou.
She was like, well, you all stopped paying attention to me, so now I have to eat plastic and... Tiny! She tries to crawl into the water bottle bag.
So you just like...
Oh, I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's all right.
But, like, one thing for where I'm at right now, it's still, like, Donna's in the past.
Oh, wow. So they haven't found her yet.
Yeah. I don't know if they are going to find her.
Ooh. Okay. That is a weird change. I don't know why they do that.
I don't know. Like, I'm pretty far into the book, and it hasn't... It definitely leaves a lot out.
Keep in mind, after the Oceanus, there's really not much left. Because, like,
Yeah.
at the time of this recording, I'm a handful of episodes already recorded ahead
Right.
of this. So I know what happens, like, directly after the Oceanus, and it really feels like it's wrapping it up.
Well, I did tell you that, like, it gets pretty sci-fi-y.
Yeah. And honestly, from all the complaints I've been hearing, that's where the complaints story-wise pop up for this game, is a lot of people prefer it to end at the Oceanus. A lot of people
I don't know. I kind of like where it
Don't
went.
like-
Yeah.
yeah.
I do
don't
like
like
it.
that last bit.
I think it might have been a little bit longer than it needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it does what it needs to do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here you go. Donna can have the gold essence crystal. Ta-da! It's interesting. So, I'm starting to get the context that, like, Adol finds this stuff and he's like, hey, hey. And he's looking at his, like, his compadres and he just,
He's like, who can I give this to?
But also, he, like, hides it. They're like, what'd you find, Adol? Nothing. And later on, it's just like, I got you a gift. Oh, where'd you get this? That chest that I was a little, like, sly about.
I like in 9, it's like he'll find something and they'll be like, oh, that's really pretty. And then he like puts it in his pocket. He's like, for later.
And that's how you use a gold essence crystal. It's almost like a nice little instrument.
No.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, make sure we're all prepped because this is going to be the big battle with the Oceanus.
Which really is just another boss battle.
It does play a little different from most boss fights, which I was glad because it made it more important. Because it plays like a mix between a boss fight and a raid. Because like right at the top, it shows you like how the other team is doing and stuff like that. So it's very interesting. And I gotta make sure I got everything all prepped. By the way, it's been a while since I've showed you the map, so here you go.
I like it whenever you like find one thing and you're like, I have to show them the map. They're going to be so excited. And they're like, not good enough. And you're just like, oh, okay.
I got the mountain guide. Well, I looked it up, and I'm pretty sure like every 10% progress you make on like the overall map,
Yeah.
you get a little perk. And when you check the map, like right at the top, it shows
It'll
you
tell
like the
you.
percentage of like what's explored. So that helps you to be like, oh, did I get? Ooh, that athlete ring gave me like an SP boost. I like that. Bandit gloves, alrighty. Get everyone prepped for the big battle. And I haven't used Ricotta and Hummel for a while, so might as well give them some love.
If you want. If that's what you really want to do.
There we go. Gotta go fast. Gonna spark up our weapons a little bit.
Yes, ma'am. I also really like how they explain or like describe orichalcum in the book.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a very important mineral in Eternia.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I can't upgrade anything. I don't have the right gear, the right materials.
That's because you don't pick shit up.
Oh, stop.
I'm gonna tell you until I'm blue in the face if you, like, during 9, if you pass up a copper, I'm gonna slap you.
You will not. You can verbally slap me. There will be no physical abuse in this commentary. I won't have it. The only one allowed to abuse me are my pets. And by pets, I mean Kitty.
By pets, I mean Luna.
Wesker can't abuse me if he tried.
I feel like he would
tries.
just judge you from afar.
He just gives me like the Sheba face.
Dude, his little face this morning when he wanted water and there wasn't any in the bowl yet. The judgment.
Yep.
I was like, buddy, I'm getting there. It's like...
Not good enough.
He, like, sassy walked over to the bowl. It's like, dude, I haven't put anything in there yet. You're gonna be my head.
What is this, mother?
You know what his little face reminded me of?
What?
Do you remember the episode in Gravity Falls where Dipper turns into a puppet?
Yes.
And he's just like that was his face. His essence.
Buddy. So this guy doesn't really give you like a progress of the location. He just wants you to find every single location, then talk to him.
Yep.
Okay. So he's not like Euron
No.
with the map. He's not like, oh, I see you found some more location points. Here's some items. Every time he's just like, well, find them all.
I think he does if he finds so many.
Okay.
He gives you stuff. It's not useful stuff.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That I can remember. I know he like gives you a painting and...
Because like so far, the reason I like finding location points is they're nice little warp points.
Yeah.
Extra warp.
For the fast travel.
Extra warp points for the fast travel. But other than that, I'm just kind of like, okay. Like, neat, they're a nice little tidbit, but not something I seek out.
Oh, I was going to mention the one book that I was reading because we were talking about, like how funny it would be if the Oceanus, if it was like the female behind it, and
Yes.
it was like, whoa. So there's a book called Into the Drowning Deep.
Mm-hmm.
I actually read it last year, but I still recommend it.
All right.
To anyone and everyone because it was really good. But it is like a sci-fi horror book, and it takes place on like this big battlement ship, and they are looking for creatures in the Marianas Trench.
Oh, okay.
So, but what they find are they call them mermaids, but they specify in the book that they're not mermaids, but they look like mermaids. And they find out that all of these quote-unquote mermaids that have been attacking the ship and killing everyone are actually male.
Oh.
And then they like feel this like deep rumble from deep within the ocean in the Marianas Trench, and they're like, it's the female. And I like, it was creepy reading it, but like thinking back, I'm like, how funny is that? Like they were hunting to feed the female.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, I wonder what she's like.
She was probably like Ursula at the end of The Little Mermaid, like this
Oh my
big old
God.
sea monster. It's the female.
But it was a really cool book. It was like,
Well, that was the book that had like an accurate portrayal of mermaids. To where it's more horror.
yeah, where like they so they were more fish-like.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't quite as like romanticized humans. It was like they had,
More like Sahagan,
yeah,
the fish people.
yeah,
To where like they got the scales and the webbed feet. And
yeah,
stuff like
and
that.
it's like they had, I forget what they're like, the parasite fish that like clean them, the symbiotic fish.
Yeah.
So they had like,
Maybe.
well, they were described differently than like how sharks have them, but it was the same purpose, where they would like, their hair, it looked like hair, but they were tentacles.
Okay.
And it had like ecosystem in their like hair tentacles.
Okay.
And the parasite fish, like if you touched them, you would die horrifically. Like it would prevent clotting, so you would just start to bleed from every orifice,
Oh my.
and like that's how you would die.
Wow. Just from touching it.
Yeah, just from touching it.
Whoa.
It was a really cool book.
Yeah. All right. Did we talk to everybody? Is everybody ready? Does everybody know the plan?
Is everyone happy? Everyone has their gifts and their little presents.
Uh-huh.
Do they count the baby?
I don't think so.
Like, does the baby count as a castaway? Like, when you have to clear stuff, they're like, all right, baby, we got to move this boulder.
Come on, Lucas, do your part. Baby's like, I do more than Sir Carlin.
I know.
Suck it.
All finished.
Oh, so close. So close to
So,
upgrading that
would
catapult.
the baby's birth certificate say, like, Isle of Siren for location of birth? Like,
Maybe.
would he technically be, like, a Sirenian?
I don't know. Would the Roman military accept that?
Would the Roman military allow it to live? Like, you were born on a place that we don't know. Death. At least that's how they portray the Roman military in, like, most of the story that I've gathered.
In 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all set.
Whereas in most games, they're just talked about as just like bad news, very strict. And now we see
In
just how
9,
strict.
in 9, they're, like, corrupt.
Okay.
Time sure flies when you're shipwrecked on a deserted island.
All right, here we go. Fated
Now
battle.
we can finally end this, once and for all.
Adol,
I want to hold you, Lou. Will you let me hold
you're
you?
here to begin, but we need to
She-
resolve first.
Right.
She was like, I don't know, these murder mittens answer your question?
Adam, you'll kick off the strategy by moving your team to the Oceanus.
She lets me hold her.
According to the records we've uncovered, the Oceanus resurfaces at set intervals. Knowing that, we can time its arrival, then begin our attack once it appears.
Look, a little Perro just...
I know. Creeping in the back.
Should retreat back to
Yes, good, good.
It's a master plan. I'll do my part.
This strategy is pretty simple.
I'll do my part.
Oh my god.
I'll do my part.
Oceanus can't leave water, but we still
Who's
have the
parroting
lessons
who?
of love. Please don't underestimate it. She's right. Please be safe, everyone.
I'm ready to face some danger. Besides, I've been making you guys do all the heavy lifting up till now anyway.
At the very least, please allow me to help in whatever way I can.
Sure about that? With your legs shaking like a little lamb stuck?
Oh, I'm just trembling with excitement.
I'm trembling with excitement.
We're counting on you to finish that thing off, Adol.
He's having a stroke. I'm genius!
Yeah. You don't need to be that eager, but we've got your back.
All right, let's get started. I think you should be the one to give the rallying.
All right, here we go. What's the appropriate rallying cry?
Walmart. Walmart.
We're gonna avenge the captain together.
Let's avenge the captain together.
All right, let's begin. Adol, lead your team.
Because the other one was just like, make the ocean safe again. I'm like, massa. I'm like, not fond of that. Go into the Oceanus den with massa hats. Oceanus is just like, what the fuck? Just bitch slaps somebody with a tentacle.
Sahad just
Get
like
outta
walks
here.
out of, and he was like, in my day we had a safe ocean to feel small in, and it was a good ocean. It was my ocean, and I feel that the ocean should be like that again.
So this is a really cool visual coming up here. Oh, not yet. It's like they're getting ready for the catapults.
I love how they're like, we're gonna split into 2 teams.
Mm-hmm.
You 5 get to go under and actually face them, and then the rest of us that are like 12 to 15 up here,
Yeah.
we're gonna stand and watch.
Yep.
Once the Oceanus surfaces, that'll be the
No, they're just gonna assault, so they're gonna use the catapults and stuff like that.
guys ready?
The catapults that I built with my supplies. So basically we gave them all the tools, and it's just like, alright, we're gonna take the monster on. There it is. But she is kind of small.
Well, it's just the head, like the back of the head.
Everyone, attack!
I just feel like the ship was so much bigger at the start.
Well, we also only
There we
saw
go. That image. The nun with the bow.
we also only saw the tentacles.
That's true. Doop de doop doop. Just a fine day for. Oh shit!
Everyone, keep up the attack!
Huh? What was that sound?
What was that sound? It's the female.
This part's actually kind of cool.
A war cry.
So the Oceanus is capable of like sending like a message to the other sea creatures. It's just like, I'm being attacked!
Now they're-
Primordials!
Now they're like, oh shit.
What are we gonna do now?
You guys just keep the pressure on the Oceanus.
What do we do now? We didn't expect us 18 to actually have to fight.
I know. Dogi's like, I got this. He just cracks his knuckles.
Uh-huh. This was what E7 was all about.
Primordial bugs are about to get an ass.
Sir, did you just punch a water dragon in the face? I just want him to scream back at it.
Meanwhile, Thanatos here is just like one of the lost Belmonts. Whoosh.
Where'd you get that whip, sir? It's none of your business. Are there sharks on ground? We do, in fact, know very... Oh, look at those whiskeys.
Tentacle whiskers.
It just disappeared.
Kathleen is like, what if we just get up high where those little sharks can't reach us and wait for them to drown?
All right. In the next episode, we fight the Oceanus.
Doodles!
And on a cliffhanger.